Hello and welcome back. My name is Pete Renzulli, Trading Education Blogs. As usual, it is about a half hour after the market closed, and we are going to review the trades that we had in our game plan meeting in the morning. If you are new to the site and if you are new to stock trading strategy, you can go to tradingeducationblogs.com and you will either find it on the homepage where you'll see stocks to trade, and then the actual video that we're doing right now is the game plan review video, so you'll see that at the end of the day. So what we're going to do is we're going to discuss stocks that were in our pre-market game plan meeting just to see how they played out. It's one thing to call it in the morning. What we like to do in the afternoon is do a complete review of how some of the stocks traded. Most importantly, so that you can take the game plan for yourself into the next day and be like, all right, awesome. I have a complete grip on what I plan on doing on the open because I'm prepared. Not because I'm going to predict what's going to happen, but because I know what I'm doing. So every day you'll be able to find this on the blog. You'll see it says stocks to trade. Click on that, and you will see that we have my notes from the morning. Anything interesting that popped up while I was doing my scans. This is actually a pretty cool one. Really clean head and shoulders top to put in your playbook, for lack of a better way of putting it. VLO is the stock. And then we scroll down, and this is the entire list of stocks that we discuss in our pre-market meeting, which is every morning from 8 a.m. to 8:45. So what we're going to do is we're going to get right into it. We're going to look at some longs as well as some shorts. I actually want to go over, I'm going to pull this right back up here for a second. On the core watch list today, you'll notice that we had, on the short side, we had a lot of retail type stocks. And they were actually lining up as some of the best short sales or even the best trades that we had in the day, and they didn't follow through. So not a big deal. That's actually a big part of what I want to get across today. Is the fact that, you have your stocks that are going into the day, but ultimately how they unfold is, that's going to dictate whether you're going to trade them or not. So clearly you can see here why we were looking at BBY on the short side. We had a really nice push down. We had a change of trend here confirmed first by price action and then by the moving average rolling over. We have the 20 exponential and the 50 on the daily. Really clean bear flag here. Really nice swing high, fully expected it to push down and get through this 34.50 level. Right out of the gate, we tested the previous day's low and just rocketed in the other direction. So this is really the key that I want to get across. This is the opening price for today. If you come into the day wanting to be short and a stock immediately starts trading above the opening price and never comes back and trades below there, that's a pretty strong sign. Just let it go. That means today's order flow is not trading in sync with the longer term order flow, and there's nothing to do. There's really no other way to put it. Now, could you have looked for a signal, a topping signal here to get short and then added if it got below? Yeah, that would have been the right trade to make. However, there were too many other good trades on the board. But the point I want to make is, we're not. This isn't about a Pollyanna. I'm always right. You're always right. That kind of. That's not what it's about. It's about setting up trades so that you can take advantage of volatility in the first half hour of the day. And what I wanted to point out here is these stocks coming into the day were our best ideas, but they just didn't follow through. So no big deal. You see here, Kohl's actually followed through a little bit, tested the previous day's low, and then immediately found a bid. So you probably would have taken a flat, maybe a small loss in that one, as we were looking for a test of the previous day's low. Did not follow through as well. Allstate was actually one of our better sell shorts. You can see here, gap down, broke through the 20-day, the new lows in the last 20 days. And had a lot of room to go. You'll hear us say that a lot in the meetings, room to go. 67 and yesterday's low. Basically the same level, was support. Last time buyers did something significant last December. Couldn't get through it. We tested it, held, and we're seeing something very similar in American Express now as well. Again, nothing wrong with taking the trade, just didn't follow through. Our job is not to be right or wrong. Our job is to assess the probabilities and then create a game plan of what we anticipate we're going to do during the day. Home Depot, same thing. Just didn't follow through. Not a big deal. There was a bid under the market today. Tesla, after earnings, got really strong yesterday after the announcement. Got clobbered after the announcement, opened lower this morning, and then just found a bid. And ultimately, the market ended up catching a bid alongside it. I'm not saying because of it, but definitely coincided with it. So I just want to start out pointing out that coming into the day, you have your game plan, and if stocks unfold, great. If they don't, no big deal. Absolutely no big deal. What's mostly important is you do what you're supposed to do all of the time. in the direction of what's supposed to happen. We're never going to be predicting. As soon as you get in the area of predicting what's going to happen, you start to get a bias, and then you kind of like your head gets all messed up, and you're like you don't see any other side of the market, and that's not what you want to do. Every single day, you want to go into the market saying, I have probabilities of what's going to happen, but I definitely know what I'm going to do. Very big difference between the two. All right, so those are the shorts that did not follow through, but we're going to run through the list now of stocks from the game plan that actually did follow through. And again, you can go right to the blog every day and review everything we're talking about. These are stocks we called out today, so I'm not calling them out after the fact. So you can go right to the blog, look at the entire list. We're going to go over the top 4 right now, starting with the market, actually. Pulling up the SPYs, we actually discussed it in the meeting this morning. We have a longer-term downtrend that we hit, longer-term uptrend, which is from the weekly charts. Found support yesterday afternoon, right around the 207 area, maybe just a little bit above it. And if you also have a 100-period simple moving average exponential on your chart, that's actually textbook support right there, just below 207. So 2 different reasons that we found support there yesterday. And again, moving averages are where we anticipate something happening, not where we do something until price confirms it. And it actually did confirm it on the 15-minute chart yesterday afternoon. We got that rally, and then we got some continuation yesterday. So major support, multiple different ways, both from a longer-term trend line and the 100-period moving average. No surprise that we got a bounce today. Look, it's a little bit oversold. We got a lot of selling for 2 days in a row, and it's pretty much what we expected today. And again, we discussed this in the morning meeting, so you go back, watch the videotape, and watch the entire discussion. But here's the point. The point is, we talked about some stocks that did not follow through to the downside, but now we want to talk about some stocks that bounced with a bullish tape intraday today. So you can see here clearly, HOT. Let's draw a trend line of where it broke out from. Okay, now one thing we discuss all the time too is it's incorrect to just say that's the level because that's where price printed up to. You got to dig in deeper in the charts and say, all right, what's actually going on here? Got through 85. Let's just draw it perfectly. Got through 85, got rejected. Got through 85, next day got rejected. Rejected, rejected. So 85 is the real number, not all the way up here at this 86 and change number. This is really, really where it got rejected. So now we bounce up, pull back. Again, we hold 85 again, hold 85 again. Penetrate it yesterday. Now here's the trade for today. We have a really clean flag on the daily chart. Perfect flag, pulled back into support. So today we came into the stock saying we want to be long the stock. Always a stock that closes weak, as well, it didn't close near the lows yesterday, but the previous day's low would be the first level of support that we have. Opened up here, pushed higher, made a push down, and came within 15 cents of the previous day's low. That's about as good of a stop loss as you could possibly get. Let's say you don't bid into that. Let's say you want to be a little bit more conservative. Not a big deal. You wait for a close back above the opening price here, and again, I'm looking on the 15-minute chart, which is right around 85.05. And a nice 60, 70 cent move off of that. Again, the dollar amount of the move is not as significant as I have a strong bias coming into the day. I have really solid reasons coming into the day. And then your game plan and your executions are nothing more than fulfilling what is in your trading plan. So trading plan first, into your game plan chart. Trading plan is where your strategy is. Game plan is where your execution is. You should be relaxed when the market opens. So really good follow through there. Again, tested a 2-day low. A little more conservative entry, waiting for it to be positive here on the open. This is the opening price. Next we have probably one of our better trades on the board today, which was RAI, Reynolds Aluminum. And you can see here again, we pulled back for multiple days, consolidated for 4 days, right at the 50 simple moving average. And again, we're not doing anything because it's moving average, but they do become self-fulfilling prophecy after a while. End up holding a bid yesterday. Really clean trend day yesterday. So today, again, strategy, trading plan, where do we want to be? The bias is long, and we know here, actually let's draw that line again. That's where it couldn't break out of. Got up to that level, got rejected, and look at that, right into resistance again. Now, here's the key. You were down for the first 45 minutes of the day, but your strategy said long only. So no matter what, this thing is going down, trading below the open, you're not shorting the stock. You're only looking for a spot to get long. Your bias is very clear. What happens? You push down, you're waiting for a spot to get long. Now there's 2 different entries here. You could get long on this inside 15-minute candle breakout, which is a pretty conservative long because you have today's low as a stop loss, and if you wanted to really micromanage, you could use the low of this 15-minute candle. A little more conservative would be to wait for it to get above the open price. Either way, 74 to 75, 75. Pretty decent move there, but again, it's not so much the dollar amount of the move. Of course, that's a nice move intraday. What's really, really important is the structure of your trading plan, your strategy, your edge on the daily or longer time frames, however you view it, and then you transpose that into your game plan chart. So you have your strategy chart, your game plan chart, and then your executions. Next, we had Blackstone, BX. Very, very similar one. Now, this is actually one of my favorite setups, and you hear me discuss this every single day. So let's set up the strategy first. Strong stock, no matter how you're looking at it, pulls back, closed at or near its lows yesterday. That strategy coming into the day means that we are going to look for a test of the previous day's low as a spot to bid. And look at that's about as perfect as you could possibly get. And let me tell you something. I'm not a algorithmic conspiracy theorist kind of guy, but look at that. Took out the previous day's low by 2 or 3 cents. Found a bid. Inside candle. Look, this is about as perfect as it gets. Inside candle at the 2-day low in a stock you want to be long. That's about as perfect as the trade as gets. And again, the results are spectacular, yes, but not to pat yourself on the back, but to pat yourself on the back for doing the research to be in the right stocks at the right time. Last but not least, JPM, absolutely one of the stocks we're looking at today, and quite frankly, a very, very similar setup where we had a stock that pushed through, couldn't stay above the 64.50, had a couple of days worth of selling. And again, here's the previous day's close, but here's the previous day's low. We open lower, test the previous day's low, bounce immediately, get another inside candle, and you get a nice spot to bid. So again, it's more about the strategic framework of how you identify your edge. So this would be your strategy chart, transposing that into your game plan, transposing that into your execution. So some trades that worked out phenomenally well, and we were ready for them. And again, we talk about them every day. These were in the game plan meeting this morning. And then some other stocks, such as the retail stocks, which you game planned, they just didn't follow through. Big deal, they didn't trigger. So maybe we would have taken some small losses. Doesn't matter. We're in the game plan. Some work out, some don't. You're more concerned with how they work out over the long run, not trade by trade. That'll drive you absolutely bananas. Have a great night. We will see you tomorrow. And don't forget to sign up for a trial. Jump over to the website. Click on that link in the on the video here. You can start your 30-day trial.